everybody, welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. Hope you all had a good holiday weekend. I would like to thank the man in red, Santa Claus, for filling in for me on the last episode. Santa, the big story coming out of that was that he was in fact the anonymous Raw general manager from 2010 to 2011. And if you don't believe him, you can't prove it wasn't him, right? I would also like to thank each and every one of you for your very kind and warm-hearted comments on that last video. I really do appreciate it. But right now, we got a lot of questions here about Raw and some other wrestling-related topics. The year is almost over, so let's get right down into your questions. Hey Aaron, I was wondering, do you think with the whole Kane-Cena storyline, it will make Cena go heel or will he stay babyface? Also, it seems that Zack Ryders has taken the whole babyface role. With that being said, could Cena's heel be the top heel and Ryder be the top babyface? Raw was a really interesting show this week. WWE continues to tease the John Cena heel turn. Kane came out at the end of the show and talked directly to Cena and talked about how that Cena needed to embrace the hate, not rise above the hate. So we'll see where things go in the next couple weeks. It's a little interesting storyline here with Kane possibly trying to convert John Cena to the dark side and get the dark evil side of Cena to come out. And yeah, it seems like that's where WWE is going at this point, leading up to WrestleMania. Like, you know, John Cena getting more and more frustrated with the booing, and just finally, is he going to snap or what's going to happen? I'm really curious to see where it goes, and it does seem like he will in fact turn heel at some point. It just needs to be done. They need to do something different with his character. It's just, I think now's the time. Although the funny thing on Raw is that when Kane tried to get the people to chant Cena sucks, they didn't really do it. It's like throughout the whole night they were booing Cena and chanting Cena sucks, but then when Kane, the monster heel, told them to boo him, they didn't. So I'm not really sure if that was the reaction WWE was looking for. I think they wanted the Cena sucks chants to be really loud at that point, and they weren't. So that was kind of interesting. And as far as Zack Ryders goes, definitely, if he's able to keep the momentum going, he could be a top babyface at some point. But we'll get to that more on Zack Ryders in a minute. On Raw, there was the possibility of CM Punk versus John Laurinaitis if Punk had won the gauntlet match. You got to figure this feud between them is leading to a match. When do you think it happens? Well, yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before John Laurinaitis actually ends up in a ring. As some of the wrestling population knows, John Laurinaitis was in fact a wrestler back in the late 80s and 90s. Not a very good one, but he was a wrestler. And yeah, I mean, if it wouldn't make sense for WWE to tease Laurinaitis wrestling and then not have him do it. So the fact that they already kind of hinted that he might wrestle and kind of tease the fans, I think it'll happen sooner than later, maybe. Before WrestleMania or leading up to WrestleMania, CM Punk will finally get his hands on Laurinaitis in some fashion. Have you heard anything about WWE getting new writers? The storylines seem to be getting better these past few weeks. From what I've heard, it's the same writers. I haven't heard anything about any kind of changes. I just think that WWE knows they need to focus on some new talent and start pushing new people. And I just think that's all there is to it. And, finally guys like Zack Ryders and Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes, they're finally getting a push now. And WWE needs to move in that direction. It's just the way it is in the wrestling business. Guys have a shelf life and you need to push new people. The audience is only going to take so much of the same guy over and over and over again. And people are just finally tired of Cena and Orton and they're tuning out and the pay-per-view buy rates are down. And back in the 90s, WWE had to make new stars. When Hogan left and Savage left, I mean, that was really the best thing for WWE because Hogan and Savage had gotten stale. And WWE needed to push new guys like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and then eventually Steve Austin. That's just the nature of not just the wrestling business, but television in general. There's only so much, unless you're The Simpsons, at some point people are going to get tired of it and want to see something else. Just the way it is. Hey Aaron, what's your view on RTruths' return? There were talks that he is returning as a face, but given the crowd reactions to him, they didn't really seem to care. Yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. R-Truth made his big return on Raw last night and attacked The Miz, but the crowd didn't really get into him as a babyface. And I think I mentioned this before on No DQ&A video where, um, in my opinion, I think it should have been The Miz as the babyface and R-Truth as the heel. And I think I said something where I don't think the fans are really going to get into R-Truth as a heel. And sure enough, yeah, he comes out there, the people are wanting him and just not really getting into him beating up The Miz. It was more like they wanted to see The Miz make a comeback and kick R-Truth's ass. So we'll see where it goes. You know, WWE can always go in a different direction and then turn Miz face and have Truth the heel in the feud. We'll just have to see where it goes. Hey Aaron, happy holidays. I always said if Cena ever turns heel, I hope he does the rap disses again. Do you think that would be a good idea? Well, to be honest with you, I actually think that it would be better for Cena's character to go an entirely new direction. I think it would be a mistake to go back to the past again. I really think they should do something different and allow his character to evolve and turn into something other than what it was before. That's just my opinion there. Hey Aaron, with the way Zack Ryder is being pushed at the moment, do you think he could win Money in the Bank next year? I was talking about this earlier. If Zack Ryder is able to keep the momentum going and continue to evolve his character, as I mentioned earlier about evolving characters, I do think he is a good candidate to win Money in the Bank and finally get to that top level. And even JR said on Twitter, you know, I mentioned on No DQ&A video many times that I think Zack Ryder's character needs to take a more serious approach, and that's exactly what Jim Ross said on Twitter as well. So we'll see what happens with the Zack Ryder character, and like I said, if he continues to be over with the fans and continues to build the momentum, I definitely see him being a contender for Money in the Bank. So we'll see where it goes. What was the point of Bob Backlund losing the title to Diesel so quickly? Was it to make Diesel look more dominant, or did they not have any time to transition to Diesel as champion for the next feud? Or was it that Diesel couldn't have a decent match with him? Well, the bottom line is WWE just wanted to get the title onto Diesel. And obviously they weren't going to have a babyface beat a babyface like with Diesel beating Bret Hart. So Bob Backlund was just simply a transitional champion. They had no plans for him to have any kind of extended run. They just had Bob Backlund beat Bret Hart so they could have Backlund lose to Diesel. And they just decided to do it as quickly as possible and just turn the momentum of the company over from Bret Hart to Diesel. That's all there was to it. Okay, that'll do it for today's edition of No DQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. We'll have one more show coming up this week, the final No DQ&A video for 2011. And as I mentioned before, myself and others representing NoDQ.com will be in attendance for UFC 141 this coming Friday night. Wow, it's already coming up this quickly. Brock Lesnar, his big comeback fight. I'll be covering that on Twitter, twitter.com/NoDQ.com. So make sure you follow me there, and maybe we'll have some other people tweeting as well. Just stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest, and we'll see you next time.